Hey guys, all right. Maybe you can hear my children screaming in the other room. What a Sunday on spring break. Okay, so first off, hello, my name is Rachel Feldman. Extremely excited to be kicking off the spring launch of the Done For You programs for pretty much anyone in the wellness field. So I just want to welcome you and also say thank you for spending your precious Sunday with me. We are going to talk about niche signature packages, signature programs. Thank you, Bob, telling me you can hear me. I hope you can't hear my kids. I can. So I just want to start off and actually have you think first. And I want you to think about your signature system. So I talked about this yesterday, and for some people it can be it can feel overwhelming, it can feel complicated, such as like, what is my signature system? What is she even talking about? How does this make sense? So I'm going to pull up a new document. And we did this yesterday, so we're going to do it again. Signature systems. And if you weren't here yesterday, I'm also going to do some hot seats, which is where you have the opportunity to come in and actually talk about your vision. And for some people, they don't know what their vision is necessarily. They just know where they want to go, or they know who they serve. There also is a big difference knowing your niche. Your niche is the group of people who you serve, and you help them with that wake-up problem. Your sub-niche is the very same group of those people, but it's even a smaller group of those people. So say that you help people who have digestive issues. The sub-niche of that is maybe you help women who are working in a corporate world and they feel stressed and they feel overwhelmed, and so they're suffering with digestive issues and they have belly bloat. And so maybe you have a niche of, people who have autoimmune issues, but you have a sub-niche of, men, and I was talking to Bob about this, men who are working, that corporate, and they are busy and they are on the go, and self-care can be really hard. And so they have gut imbalances and they have chronic fatigue. And so you sub-niche from that overall autoimmune. And so your sub-niches, if you can think, and I always like to draw things out a little, if you can think of this. So if you look at the branch, oops, let me just draw this first, because I'm not a good drawer. So here, let's pretend you have your great grass right here. And then you have your tree trunk, right? That is your niche. So let's just draw a niche right here. This is your niche. Then the trees, the branches are all of these sub-niches. So you can have multiple. And that is where your messaging comes into play, guys. Like, your messaging to those people comes right into play on these different branches. Now, this is where it gets even more specific. Then you start drawing the different leaves. So say I work in autoimmune. People always say this to me. Oh, so I work in hormones or autoimmune. I'm like, okay, so tell me more about that. You can say I work specifically with women between the ages of 35 to 50 who are suffering with perimenopause. Maybe it's right over here. And who have been diagnosed with an autoimmune. So maybe that's like one branch, but then you get really specific. I've been diagnosed with an autoimmune such as Hashimoto's. Now, I wouldn't necessarily focus on that because that's not my story and it's not an area of my expertise. But for many women, it is. For other women, it's, fibroids. For somebody else, maybe this is that you've gone through cancer and that's your story. For somebody else, it's that they've gone grain-free. Oops, let's just use a different pen. Because this is a very interesting exercise, and this is one that I do all the time, and I think it's imperative. We don't do this enough. So it's that they've gone grain-free. Or it's that they work with people who have sugar issues. So maybe sugar is like right here, but that's like so broad. That's like saying to somebody, you know, I work in weight loss. It's like, were you okay? So how do you do that? Like, do you know, is it like Weight Watchers? Is it like Slim Fast? Is it like, what does that mean? Because is it like the South Beach diet? So when you really explain to somebody in the terms of this is my system and this is what I do, all of a sudden you say, well, I work with people in weight loss and I help them to understand this mind and body connection by teaching them a 3-step system or a 5-step, or that there's 7 pillars, or that there's 10 steps to understanding this mind-body connection. Now, why do I say 3 steps, 5, 10, 7? You know, psychological human beings, which we are, we need those we need days, we need steps. we need that just for peace of mind. So you know, people always say to me, you know, how long is that going to take me to feel better? I'm like, look, I could lie to you and tell you that your gut is going to be all better in 6 months, because, you know, a lot, you know, whether it's, you know, Donna Gates or, you know, Chris Kressler, or like many people will say, if you do this, yes, in theory, but we all know that health and health issues, that there's so many layers. So I would always say to the person, this depends on how your body is, not a mind reader. And for me, there were many layers of my body coming back into homeostasis. There was the mind aspect, the mindset. There was the slowing down. There was the restoring of the adrenals. There was the thyroid, the digestive issues, the intestinal. There were so many different components that needed to be all fitting together. So we're going to talk about each of these different components. First off, tell me if this is your first time being on a webinar with me. Any first people? Drop a 1 in the chat box so I can see if you're a brand new person. And if not, great. I will just keep it short. My name is Rachel Feldman. I help coaches, wellness professionals like you to lessen the stress of needing to sit down for weeks. Oh, okay. I'm gonna give me just a 1 second. Oh, such a pretty name. Yeah. Am I saying it right? Seeley? So pretty. To lessen the time that it takes. Weeks to actually, sometimes even months. I can't tell you how many coaches have said, I can't believe I found you. I was Googling, or I found you just by luck, like in B school. And I was in shock that this actually existed, where somebody created programs. And extensive in detail programs, not just like, you know, hey, do this and drink a little water, although that's very important. What I love when I teach at Hippocrates is how simplistic, you know, and I teach business there, but it always comes back to, wow, drink, sleep, drink water, sleep, drink green juice, you know, relax, like be in, you know, tune with the world. But what I realized as a coach is that I needed a system. And I talk about this all the time. I need a system to feel confident. I needed a system also because I was constantly recreating the same session notes over and over and over, and I was tired. So I'll just, and Seeley, tell me if I'm saying your name wrong, or I'll just call you Awesome Miss T, which is the first. I don't want to, you know, share your whole name if you don't want me to. But my story was that I graduated from school for being a health coach, and even though I had created businesses before, I had no idea how extensive getting out there was going to be. Building a list, a business, my one-on-one work with me page, building authority. I just thought I would get out of school and be like, oh yeah, everyone's going to hire me for like $197 an hour and it's going to be easy. And that was not the case. I knew a lot of people, but my list, thank you. I murder names, so I always check. It was not the case. A lot of people from my list didn't like move over to my health list. And a lot of my first clients were people I actually knew, like that I went to school with. It's not like people from real estate were like, oh, cool. You sold my like, you know, few $1 million building. So now I'm going to hire you for my health. That didn't happen. So lo and behold, long story short, is that I bought my first program, and when I went to download it, and which I was telling Bob earlier, and he and I have very similar stories, which is why I feel like we're kindred spirits. We both had lost everything in the stock market when my husband's business was very similar, and I had to make it as a health coach, and I knew that struggling and trying to figure things out. My first year was 13,000. My second year was 27. That was not going to support a family. And so what happened is, as being exhausted and all of that, I realized it was the day that Whole Living magazine came. And it was when Tim Ferriss came out with the 4-Hour Workweek. And I told you guys this, and if you can hear this, please do. Because even my webmaster said this to me today. She said, you always have to look at what's trending, because what worked like a few years ago is not necessarily going to work. And that day that magazine came and it was a 21-day detox, I was like, wait, I can do this. And I also at that time was allergic to like all these different nuts and these grains. And I was really in the thick of my own like health journey, which is why so many people go to school. And I thought, well, so many people who come to me have allergies, intolerances, all this different stuff, and they can't eat that stuff, because I was like, well, buy Kim Schneider's book, or I was like pulling, you know, I was trying to tell them to buy all these books, and I couldn't find one that like took them through like an elimination program. And it wasn't for me to be like, eat this, eat that. It was for me to give them a program so they could feel empowered and learn. And I would always say to my clients, I don't want you to sign up for 6 months. It's not how I operate. I want to teach you so that you fire me. So that was the birth of the first program. So I always say my system starts with a cleanse elimination diet. Some people do it for a little, some people do it longer. So I'm actually going to share my screen because I want to do this. And then we're going to do hot seats for anybody who is interested. Are you seeing, can somebody in the chat box just let me know if you are seeing my document? Okay, awesome. Okay, so my system started with a cleanse. So if you're thinking about like your funnel, my system started with a cleanse. Now, I highly encourage you, and this is when we're talking about niche, that some people, that word scares them. They're just like, she said cleanse, she said detox. This means I'm not gonna eat anything. This means that I'm gonna just be doing like enemas and drinking juices. That's not what this program is about. This program that I created was about whole foods. It was about teaching somebody like skin brushing and tongue scraping and like learning how to get their system to almost like a clean slate. And that's what I would say to them. I want to understand you away from cheese, you away from dairy, you away from wheat. And then I want to see, and they were like, well, I'm not celiac. And I was like, I'm not saying you're celiac. I want you to know how you react to foods, because, you know, everyone reacts different. And so it started with a cleanse. But this is the thing, guys, if that word scares you, it's going to scare somebody else. And so some people call it a refresh, a jump start. Some people just look at a cleanse as like a reboot. It's just about like moving the body. So whether it's JJ Virgin, these are all names you know, JJ Virgin, Holly Thompson, who is I Am, you know, Anne Louise Gittleman, Rita Maria Loscanzo, who definitely goes deeper. She goes into that level 1, level 2. These are all people who have a cleanse as their signature starter. So for me, it was a cleanse. Then I moved people in to either grain-free, because that's what I needed, or weight loss, depending on like what was happening, or if we were doing gut. Now, gut wasn't around at that time, but that was my system. It was like, what was kind of going on with you? Where do we need to be? And at that time also it was revitalize. Because I knew, even though in the cleanse we worked on the emotional part, I always would have people get a Louise Hay book. So this is also just basic coaching of what I did. I love Louise Hay. I think she's like so old school and so awesome. I also send YouTube videos to my clients. Some love Gabby Bernstein. Some are like me and, you know, love Eric Thomas, like different, you know, Tony Robbins. I would always like, because I think people need like little things that they can go on YouTube and just watch when they get like jacked up, especially for people with autoimmune and digestive issues. They're feelers. That's what I would always say. They're feelers. And so feelers need to be reminded and need to train their mind to feel, but to also express. Most people with digestive issues and autoimmune hold things in and then it explodes in their body. So the mindset part was a really big thing. So it became part of my signature system to take people through. I would say when you're looking at your signature system on your website, as a rule of thumb, you want to have, you know, 1 opt-in freebie, and this is just like basic, on your main site, 1 opt-in freebie, maybe on blog page, which is why, and I was saying this earlier, our Rockstar programs have opt-in freebies. Our basic do not. We also have on our site, on yourhealthcoachbiz.com, place that says business builders, those are opt-in freebies. But if you're viewing a program and you don't want to buy it, but you see an opt-in freebie that you really love, you can email me and ask me for the cost and the price of that. You then want to think about what is called a tripwire. And I went over this. I wonder if I can find funnel. Hold on, I'll share. Let me just see if I can find. Just give me a second. Okay. Okay, I want you to look at this, guys. This was something that I showed in the winter kickoff, although this is what I look at all the time. Like, and this will help a lot of you as we go over like a signature system. Oops. So when you're thinking about your opt-in freebies and your challenges, and then we'll get to answering questions so that we can go over like what everyone, you know, what everyone needs, and then I will answer every question, I promise. You want to look at your opt-in freebies and your challenges. This is how people get to know you. You can want or desire to only be a coach one-on-one. You still need opt-in freebies out there or be doing events. But the reason I love opt-in freebies going out into the world of online marketing is because I like to expand my reach more than just what's in my backyard. I mean, it's knowing people in your backyard, I think, is essential and huge and like imperative. Let's put these on so I can read this better. But what's nice about having an opt-in freebie that's like going out is that you're building your list. So unless you're doing a ton of local events, building your list is you know, maybe you'll get 25 people at an event, or maybe you're in collaboration with somebody and it's a larger event. But these opt-in freebies on a lead page or on, and Debbie's asking, what do I mean 2 different opt-in freebies? So if you have a site, and let's just pull up a site, like, let's just go, this is one I had showed the other day. I just think that she's got a great site. So see right here how you have at the front of her site, sorry, I have this bug scrolling around my office. You can have a free gift page, like she has a free resource, or you can have one opt-in freebie right here. But you could also, if she had like a blog page, which is right here, she could also have another opt-in freebie. I mean, she's showcasing her programs right here, but right here she could have another opt-in freebie. So what you're doing is you're allowing 2 opportunities for you to, there's this bug, it's making me crazy. 2 opportunities for you to actually test your market. So like there's one on your front that you know is really great, but somebody's gonna come and be like, oh wow, okay, so I'm gonna read her blog. Especially, oh, you can't, oh, I'm sorry, hold on. I'm so sorry, guys, hold on. So sorry. Okay, here's the site. So see how on her blog, tell me if you can see now. See how on her blog, I'm so not used to Zoom, flipping to different places. I apologize. Okay, see how on her blog, and this is a phenomenal site. This is actually, I believe many years ago, there was a woman named Marta. She was a great designer, like early back in the days when copywriters weren't like a dime a dozen. She did sites, she did copy. See how on her sidebar, it's her programs. That's what she's featuring. So she's taking you to Skinny Little Secrets, a single session. See, guys, she's my single session girl too. I'd actually found this even after I was doing single sessions, but there's something to be said about that. And she's got a 14-day cleanse, which you see her signature system here, guys. It's a single session, and we can even look at her programs. You could put, instead of leading people like, hey, like my Facebook page, this could be download this freebie. Maybe she wants to have something like download 7 recipes, or like one of the opt-in freebies you'll buy in the programs, and put it right here. Then maybe there's a little, maybe like a little about her if she wanted, or something more just like a segue break. Then how you see on her homepage, she has a free resource, but let's say she didn't have a free resource, and it's right here. Sign up here and you get this. Now, if you do go to her free resource page, there's all these like 7 tips for glowing skin. And this is where, boom, you guys who think, okay, you know, what do I put on a free resource page? This is when you actually can put 1, 2, 3, 4. So for some of you that either do like essential oils, or maybe some of you that have multiple freebies that are different. Because what are you doing? You're testing your market. Like, okay, so does this person love sugar? Then the funnel goes to the sugar. It's the follow-up. Hey, you know, the thank you. Thank you for downloading. I want to introduce myself. Here's, you know, if you want to have a session, hit reply 3 days later. I want to tell you about this program that is all about sugar or weight loss. And then one that's about essential oils, or one that is, you know, one that maybe is about vanishing bloat, you know, like, because from your opt-in freebies, you're seeing what their interest is. That's the whole thing about automation, guys. It's not just to alleviate the headache of when things get automated. It's so that you see people's behaviors. So that's what a free resource page is also great about. Let's also check out our programs while we're here. I didn't even plan this, but a lot of great things don't come planned in life. Okay, So here we have her 14-day cleanse. So these are the ways to work with her. We have a 14-day cleanse. So when people are saying like, you know, how can I put this? This is for her also to build authority. I've been asked before, like, how many programs do you put? So when you're thinking like what's important, this is what's important to her. Sarah is about clean eating. We got that message. No fancy shakes, no supplements, no gimmicks. This is about clean eating. So for some of you that focus on gut, no shakes or no fancy, you know, this is about clean eating based on the elimination diet. I am here to teach you how to eat real food, not have belly bloat. And if some of you do testing, or you do LCAT testing, or you do anything, great. Put a platinum and a VIP. For some of you who infuse products or oils, great. Platinum and a VIP. Or platinum and a VIP with a session. All of a sudden you're leveraging it. And it's not confusing, you're just giving two options. And if you want right at the bottom, hey, click and see which one is right for you, schedule a time with me. Then what do we have? We also have a single session. So a single session, I have questions. Now what's interesting is, what do we have again? 3 levels. So what did I say to you yesterday about using the programs? Even somebody who buys VIP, or somebody who goes, I don't know what to do with Revitalize. I'm like, or I don't know what to do with Green Free. It's right here, a single session. You're getting weight loss or you're getting grain free. It's almost, it's like, oh, like, even though this is a justice thing for my daughter, it's like, oh, here's your program, no problem. Okay, so let's go over it together. Great, it's a single session for 125 or whatever you charge, or maybe it's 175. Or, you know, a 60-minute or a 30. Then you have our Skinny Little Secrets. This is all about getting off sugar, keep dieting, keep it off. 6 weeks, guys. This is like the sugar program. And it's a great, it's always great to like see a program and see what you can do with something. Now, I love her because what I love about what she does is like, it's really clear. It's like, this is a program that you can do and you're gonna empower your life. One program, kind of quantum leaps in your life. It's great copy, it really is. You don't have to count calories, you don't have to starve yourself, and you don't have to eat funny tasting shakes or bars. And no, and this is the thing. For some of you who do shakes and bars, don't take that personally, okay? You can infuse your products, MLM or anything, into that. There's no shame in what you do. I know tons of people who have an Elizabeth Ryder model who, let's even just look at this for a second. Oops, let's just look at this. Online programs. Okay. Anytime, Kim. Anytime. Okay. 149. Beauty from the inside out. 14-day jumpstart. 149. I know how you feel. Great picture. Great flow of sales page too. Okay. And nothing really, you know, this is the thing right here, guys, in WordPress. This is just a break in the page. It's real. Elizabeth keeps her stuff really clean, you know, really simple. So when you guys are like, oh my God, what am I going to do with a sales page? You can keep it really simple. You know, Ariel, who's one of the IN faces, she sold a detox years ago on a blog. And I was like, oh my God, she's so well known. You can keep it simple. You can do it on Eventbrite. Again, this is actually 2 breaks. This is WordPress. And this might be a Divi theme, but I mean, this is just actually adding in a break. Like a header 1, header 1, header 3, header 1, and spacing properly. So you're giving people breathing space. And then what's included? Daily emails, smoothie recipes, total value, your price, online community, natural detox plan, grocery shopping, educational videos, and a 28-day supply to continue. You will receive anti-inflammatory. So what is she doing? She's including her Jumpstart products here in the 149. Then she's got her other one. You don't see, sorry. She has another program where you don't even see it, but she is, let me just go back to our worksheet. Then, and you don't even see it because usually that's her one that she does 3 times a year, and it's her 28-day program where she's giving her full Asana stuff. So I want you guys to just remember that you don't need to get caught up in what do I actually share? Like, how am I actually sharing this? You need to just back up and think, what is infused in my work with me so that I can leverage and save my time? How do I create signature offerings that speak my message? So when you're thinking about this, it's like group coaching, your one-on-one coaching, and that can even be higher. For some of you, you're way higher. For some of you, maybe you're at a lower price point. And for some of you, you're doing VIP. For some of you, you've maybe rebranded and you're ready to like break out into a totally different place. So these are just a few of, I would say, probably the 30 examples. And I mean, let me give you one more because I just want to show you my first coach. Because I think that this is important to see. So Nisha started as, she was doing actually what I first started with, which is like emotional eating. Then she moved to what she does now, sisterhood and community. And what's interesting is right here, you even see Sarah Jenks. These are the examples that I shared for the mindset when I did the masterclass, because it doesn't have to always be about the food. You know, for a lot of you, especially as you have evolved as coaches, it's probably not as much about the food. I mean, it always is going to be. And for some of you, maybe you've gone deeper into the food. But it doesn't have to just be. It can be, you know, if something is called to you about like women empowerment, if something is called to you about speaking or retreats or, you know, whatever you feel is deep inside of your soul, you can still use the programs that you have to be the foundation for that. So let's even just look at Nisha. So courses and retreats. So Nisha will do a mastermind of, you know, she will take on a certain amount of people. So any of the programs that are like 6 weeks, 8 weeks, 3 months, like the Mindset Makeover is a great opportunity to do that. I have also seen other examples like my good friend Michelle, who is one of the experts in the grain-free program. Michelle does a mastermind and ends with a live retreat. So that also is great. See, like you can do also VIP coaching, one-on-one coaching, charge a certain amount, which is why it's really important to know your one-on-one rate. Fly somebody down or fly them, you know, or fly them to a certain spot or fly them to you. Put them in, you know, a hotel and play out your prices. Work with them through 3 months, you know, or 6 months. And that's where you can package VIP even together. Start them with a cleanse. Take them into whether it's sugar or revitalize or gut. Move them into mindset. And you could even fly them twice to you as long as the pricing works. You can even have a free course. And so this is when I've seen a lot of coaches take the cleanse and use that as either a free course or a tripwire, where they've done the same, you know, in grain-free or any of the opt-in freebies. the skinny black dress challenge or the 5-day clean eating or the smoothie challenge, so that you're doing what? You're building out your funnel. Create a mastermind or a group coaching that is for $27. So this is where we take out. So if you have $27 a month, like a community, like Sweet Sally from B-School, you have a community and you get 20 people in your community at $27, that's $540 a month times 12. Just made $6,480. And you put your programs, or you put portions of the programs into your community, and you don't run as a traditional maybe membership, but they know they're going to get maybe live streams with you per week. So there's so many different ways to run programs. 6,480. Or maybe you host 2 cooking classes at your home. And I was telling somebody that maybe it's cooking with the meal included at your home, and that's creating community. $50 times 15 people. You do that twice a month times 12. That's $18,000 a year. Okay, does anyone want to offer themselves up for some questions, for doing a possible hot seat? I just want to also remind you of and I just messaged everyone the code. So some people I know are like, okay, what do we need to do? And also, I just want to remind you, the way that I built my list, and yes, things are different, 100%, because when I was list building, there wasn't much going on in the list building realm, okay? I put out a smoothie challenge, a 21-day smoothie challenge. I built my list by like 485. And I only started doing Facebook ads a year ago. So don't think I've been like paying Facebook for years. I, used Facebook. I put out a lot of opt-in freebies. So in the beginning, I had, and still even, about 20 to 25 different opt-in freebies that I just would circulate. So one would be on my site, one would be on a blog page, but then I would have them in the back of MailChimp. So if I did a blog, I'd be like, hey, if you like this, click here. And they would instantly be put into my MailChimp. And that is how I built my list. And that is how I continue to build my list. And even this morning, I know you guys, I was telling somebody who works on my team with me, I was like, I know you think I'm crazy, but like this morning, I built out a funnel for you guys, because it's my birthday. And so I built out a funnel, and I built out a sales page, and I built out a thank you page, and I made a bunch of stuff, and I have some other graphics and stuff like that coming, because it is all about list building. And there will be people that are constantly, even from this, people leave your funnel, or somebody will just come in to grab the goods and then leave. And especially, and I will say this, because I have a few clients who have always given away the goods for free and never asked their list to buy. And so you have to teach your list to be clickables. And that means that even if you insert something, you say, hey, click here to grab this, it's training people to click. Thank you. March 28th is my birthday, and March 25th is my anniversary with my sweet hubby. So yes, it's going to be a birthday blowout, guys. Lots of good stuff coming. So just remember that don't think you're doing anything wrong. I think that's the other thing I wish I would have learned like early on. My first teleclass, I had 3 people. I cried. I was sitting here, it was before webinars even came out. I cried. I got off the teleclass, and I did charge. I charged like $25 for the teleclass. I thought, how's this ever going to work? Like, And I thought all these people were going to come, and they didn't. They didn't. But it took building authority. So I will share with this, if you weren't on the first webinar, there are four, and this is one of my good friends who is a master in social media. He said that there are 4 C's that you really, and these are not the bad C. This is the good C's. Core values. So you need to be sharing this always. Instagram, Facebook, blogs, offline events. Like, people need to know what you're about. I tell you, I go so often to people's personal pages or even their websites, and I don't know what their core values are. Like, it's just like, I work with people to help them find balance. It's like, but then you're no different than anyone else, which is why you're probably not making money. Content. You need great content. You know, Gary Vaynerchuk and many others, those who over-deliver and have great content, not just like over-deliver and vomit information, but like over-deliver with really clear, good content and tips and consistency. Don't just say, well, nobody is coming to my page. People come. I've been in business long enough where people say, I followed you for 2 years, or I followed you for a year and I finally felt that it was time to contact you. Or I've downloaded every opt-in freebie, or I've watched every YouTube video. Connection. So whether you are face-to-face and connecting people, when you do an event, don't just run out of there. That after connection is so important. So don't just be like, okay, guys. People often won't share at that time, but they'll come up to you and they'll feel, if you share personally, that is where you're going to have that. So the people that I chose to be my coaches, I always say this, Cor Pawaj, Nisha Mutle, and Samloff, like, they were people that really shared like from the heart. And they were also people that like didn't need everything to look perfect all the time. And that was something I struggled with, this perfection thing. So let people know you're human. Like, I could have every picture a perfect, goji bowl of, perfection. But, I shared for years about my potato chip addiction. Like, I wanted my clients to know that I'm normal, and even though I went to 4 detox schools, like, I still struggle. I'm a woman, and so be vulnerable, be yourself. And especially if you are trying to break into the online world, you have to share that vulnerability. Otherwise, you will just be washed up in a sea of other coaches and wellness professionals. And if you do have people interacting with you, and often this happens where maybe I'll do a Facebook Live, but then I have clients or I have something on my schedule, go back and interact, go back and engage, because that's really what life is about. In this new era, which we've been in for the last year, pretty much year and a half, is all about connection. It's all about old school. That's why you'll see people in the emails now saying, here's my phone number. You'll actually see a few ads that will say, here, call me. Because we're going back to the time of, and I never have let go of that, because I remember wanting to get questions answered. I was like, can somebody pick up the phone? I just have a question. And coaches will even know if I see some back and forth, I'll just call and they'll be like, are you seriously calling me? I'm like, yeah, is that so foreign? Is that so crazy? So make that, go that extra, step, because people remember that. And it's really important. And it's important part. Gary Vaynerchuk says this, and then we'll go on with this. Gary Vaynerchuk says, I'm not here to be fancy. I'm here to get my hands dirty. And it's an important part of business that we have really forgotten. We think that leveraging is about being further away, but we have to actually be right in the trenches with our clients, because that's what allows us to be in touch with them, especially if you've gone through your health issues, your journey. That's what makes you so unique. So don't try to, don't just put your hands up and be like, oh yeah, totally gotten rid of that. I never say that, the moment that I'm too stressed or too, excited or too, this, my autoimmune, she's like, hey, how are you? And I have to say to her, listen, you're not allowed here anymore. So I don't try to like fake the fake and pretend that it's all gone. She's been with me a long time, and Lyme and all that fun stuff. So it's all good. You don't have to be all fixed to be of service. Okay. So, all right. Debbie's saying, I've purchased detox cleanings in the past. Would I be able to use that content? 100%. So what I tell people to do is, if you are wanting and desiring to spend your money on a new program, and you still want to use that one that you bought before, take out the Eating with the Seasons. I would say, like, if you bought, and this is just me, and you can do whatever, if you bought one that's like winter, I wouldn't necessarily use that in the spring. The spring is a very different season. It's very different. It's, it is one of the biggest detox and cleansing seasons. I mean, it's vital for all of us. So I wouldn't use that one for the spring. If you have a lighter one, like summer, spring, fall, maybe, but that's even still getting into those deeper root foods and nourishing, because we're working on the lungs and the large intestine, and we are prepping to go into the winter for the adrenals, the bladder, and the kidneys. And so we're like trying to get warm. Whereas like the spring, we're like trying to loosen everything up and cleanse. But you can definitely go through it, take out the seasonal stuff, and really just talk about like, jump-starting the body, which I think is essential for everyone. And then, yes, focus on either sugar and easy weight loss. Because the thing is, for you and Debbie, we even talked about this yesterday, I don't think the detox for you is like your main niche. So I wouldn't focus like too much energy. I think it's more like, hey, we're doing this fun thing. I think for you, it's more easy weight loss and sugar. If you feel that you're getting a lot of like, oh, wow, detox would be really great, or I want to jumpstart, or I want to kickstart, that could be easy weight loss too. And you could combine detox and easy weight loss to make one program. And I think that wouldn't be a problem at all. If you were looking to really take somebody through the elimination program, I think that spring and summer can be interchangeable, and fall and winter can be interchangeable, because they mesh into each other in similar ways. But I think that is a nice system. Kim's saying, can you explain more about the opt-in on the back end of MailChimp? Yes. So on the back of MailChimp, for example, let me just come into here closer, and then I do see a question. Okay, give me a second while I pull this up. We could do this forever, which is why I'm so excited to do a mastermind with you guys, because, but then I'm going to have all you guys actually looking at each other. Okay, give me a second while I take you back to this document. Okay, so, okay, are you just, tell me in the chat box if you're seeing my correct document where it says signature systems. Let's even talk about, wow, you guys are a great team to work with. I should hire all of you. Okay, so let's talk about even MailChimp. So let's pretend we're looking at like the back of MailChimp, and we have like smoothie challenge. Then we have like adrenal fuel up, because I think that was one that I also had. Then I had like 3-day juice cleanse. I mean, the list goes on. Then I had like oil pulling, which I think I showed you this all on. Then I had like Thanksgiving grain free. I mean, I literally on the back, so each one of these was the actual freebie plus welcome letter plus follow-up. And each one of these, all the way down to about 30 of them, had their own sequence. The thing with MailChimp is until you get into, and Bob is actually saying this, until you get into some of these more expensive ones, and MailChimp can get pretty expensive depending on how many people you have, but until you get into the ones that actually, and I think now you can, because MailChimp has upgraded because they knew that they were going to lose people, you can actually feed it into your main list. So you want to just make sure that you're not like, you know, replying to them in the funnel and then replying to them again in a main list. But the idea is that in the back of MailChimp or any of these, you have a main list that you're emailing all these people to, and then you have your different opt-in freebies. And your opt-in freebies give you an understanding so that when you do have your program, you know what to message. I see so many coaches who say, you know what, I didn't get people to sign up for a detox. I'm like, well, did you test to see if maybe they were interested in a detox? You could take one freebie and have a cover made from Fiverr, or even in one of our tutorials that shows you how to make a cover in Canva, and say, you know, 3-day detox, and then like a week later, change out that cover, make a new list, and actually have like 3-day like jumpstart. How many people, same material, how many people, you know, how many people like which one? Or actually say, like even on Facebook, hey guys, I'm thinking about doing a 3-day detox or a 3-day reboot. Which one would you like to do? And that's even what we talk about in Launch School. It's like how to really talk to your people so that you know actually what to do as a coach. Yes, if you already purchased, so the only new programs that we have, if you are a returning person, like if you purchase Easy Weight Loss, you don't have to purchase it again. We have Mindset Makeover, we have the Seasonal Detox, we have the Essential Oil Program that's not branded to any oil program. So if you bought that already, you don't have to buy it. Somebody's saying, do you know if Nisha, Sarah Sullivan, and Elizabeth Ryder have teams? I would put 1 million or 5 million on the fact that yes, they do. If you're doing it by yourself, I always say, and I did this for years, start with your client folder. You know, start with your client folder, any of the programs, and then, you know, this is where we talk about even, and this is what I'm going to talk about even in the masterclass. If you buy it in the first 250, how to easy launch. Meaning, you know, to actually sit there and say, okay, so if I'm doing this by myself, how do I get it into either Eat Junkie or MailChimp, Dropbox, edit the materials, and then like maybe I don't do the whole automation because that just takes a crap load of time. The only reason I started doing all those support emails is I wanted you guys to have information to support your clients. But I didn't think like, oh God, this is gonna make all of you guys end up needing a virtual assistant. So you don't have to. You don't have to do that. You can put, Bob's saying, lions, tigers, and bears, oh my, or as amazing Jewish people say, oy gevalt, or oy vey. So you can just put that into your forum. You can send them out as emails. Very easy. Just as saying, I've been a blogger, now a holistic coach. I'm changing my blog to reflect my personal story, and know that convert can funnels, but want to step away to launch my program. I've been thinking 5-day clean eating and then sugar. Will Rockstar Option walk me through plan to do a live on X, Y, and Z days before the launch? So we do have a manual. I think it's quite extensive. I mean, let me even just give me a second. While yes, I know you might be like looking directly at my nose, but I'm going to share with you bear with me. I got a lot going on here on my desktop. Can only imagine what is happening sometimes on my desktop. Okay, I'm going to show you what I get to look at every day. Okay, can somebody in the chat box, one of you amazing, gorgeous, brilliant, special people in the world, or my new my new bestie, Jess, or my, okay, Bob, thank you. Okay, so this is my Dropbox, guys, okay? This is everything that you see. I'm just gonna even show you, like, I think I'm gonna go down to spring. I think that our manuals are pretty extensive. This is even just basic. So I will just even show you a manual. Excuse the toes there. I always say to my team, I'm like, should we change the toes? Unless someone has like a foot fetish. This is, oops, we should change that. This is our manual. I mean, we take you through a launch plan, so to speak. I wouldn't say that this is what we do in launch school, but I try to give you what I think is like the step of like, here's your launch manual. What are the pain points? And I don't think many other programs give you this. You then have even a resource guide. This is a resource guide that I created because in the forums, I did this because everyone would be like, well, what platform should I use for this? What should I do for that? So when I say that I feel like we give a lot compared to, now I don't know, because like I said, I've never bought someone else's program. I never felt that it was right. So I haven't. And I never would want to ask somebody, and I never needed to. After that first experience, that was enough. You will see, this is even Rockstar. So when people email me and say, like, can I get these opt-in freebies? A copywriter to write one page, and I know because I've been in Freedom Hackers, which is an amazing group, or like Screw 9 to 5. Freedom Hackers is with Kimmer Luna. Screw 9 to 5 is the Scoopies, and it's just an amazing, amazing group. And so I've been in and looked for copywriters and stuff. If you have an opt-in page that's about 250 to 300 words, that 300 words, that on average is $250 to $400. So the amount of information that we put in here, I mean, even just when you're going through between the materials, between the books, between how we design them, between all of the editing, between the writing, I mean, there is a lot of information. So to answer your question, and also when you're talking about funnels, like we even give you a banner, the opt-in freebies, the opt-in thank you email. It's not that I feel like per se that you're gonna learn like the launch timeline. That more is launch school. So, but you're definitely going to learn, like, and I try to even in the forum, because I'm in there to my best of my ability, tell you, look, follow the launch timeline in the manual. But in the launch school, we do give you actual timelines that you need to fill out. And we go over more a concise launch plan that helps you to understand the pre-drip, the drip, the launch plan, the social media, understand the story, the pain points, and everything of that nature. When you get into ConvertKit, when you get into not lead pages, but Infusionsoft, ActiveCampaign, all of those, you can start to watch people's behaviors. And so I would say, you know, if you're going from a 5-day clean eating to sugar, you know, yeah, you want to think about your dates. You know, you want to think about like people not being on spring break, Easter, and then taking them in sugar, like how long sugar, and are you taking that over Memorial Day weekend, before, over Mother's Day? What is the Mother Day plan? If you are, maybe mothers aren't your like niche focus. But, and it's totally possible. Don't get me wrong. Like, don't get freaked out. Like, I can't do this over Mother's Day. I've done plenty of things over July 4th, and people are like, I am so grateful that you did a cleanse over July 4th, because I'm all bloated from eating barbecue. Like, people just want a plan. And that's why I talk about like systems and niche and knowing what people want. So I was thinking of getting drip, Bob saying, or active campaign. I mean, active campaign is intuitive, but I would say I even tried it out, like just, I mean, I'm in Infusionsoft, and that took me like 2.5 years to kind of, and I think I'm pretty intuitive. I don't think I'm like a dumb girl when it comes to learning stuff. But that was a learning curve. I mean, I felt like it was the bane of my existence, and I was like crying over it. Active campaign is definitely more intuitive, and definitely easy to learn. I would say MailChimp out of all of them is probably the easiest. But like, there are a lot of really great ones. GetResponse, I have heard, and again, please GetResponse, don't say anything, but I've just heard not great things from GetResponse. Active campaign, I've heard really good things. I've actually been considering it even myself. Aweber, not so great. And one of the reasons is that you can't create a stable template. And so talk about like going crazy, is that you can create a stable template in Infusionsoft, Active Campaign, even MailChimp, and that can be like your branded template. Aweber, you can't. It's insane. So like, imagine automation. So, I mean, you're like recreating and recreating. I mean, it's certifiable. Now, I will say, guys, there are plenty of virtual assistants who are phenomenal. Automation for a 20 email sequence should take no more than 2 to 2.5 hours for a good VA. And there are tons of virtual assistants. I'm even talking to one of the people who own a great company in the Philippines. And there are a lot of great assistants who are in other countries who work at different prices. There are tons, all varieties, depending on what level you need and what skill set. I feel like we're talking about like what skill set, but it is true. Like what platforms, like, you know, and so virtual assistants just are at all different ranges. Always give somebody a test project. I've learned this myself. I've given somebody a project, and I've come back and gotten an invoice that was like insane. And I said, there's no way that it took you this amount to do this. So give somebody a test project, you know, especially in a virtual world, which is why I always get coaches on the phone with me, which is why even tonight, like, you know, if you have a question about something, I am, you know, I will get on the phone with you, please, because I don't want you to come back to me and say, this wasn't right for me. You know, sometimes I'll get an email and somebody will say, this wasn't right for my niche. And I say, well, then you shouldn't have bought it. You know, like it's right on the page. It says detox. I try to be as like open door. And I also am very big, just like I say to my kids, you have to take responsibility for the decisions you make in life. And so that's why I'm very like, I try to be very door open, showing the materials, showing. So if somebody, even I did this the other day, she was like, I don't know if this is right for me. I said, girl, let's just get on a Zoom screen share or Skype and we'll screen share. So if you feel, you know, this is an investment. No, I get it. Like really, I really, really get it. for some of you, it's a big investment. So if you feel like that's what you need, like, please let me know. I'm more than happy to do that. I'm more than happy to do a screen share from like BeLive.com into our free forum to make anybody feel more comfortable, you know, all that. So I would say as far as the funnel, Jess, yeah, I think doing a 5-day clean eating challenge, especially if you have a great like blog community, and authority and visibility already, like bring them there and then like bring them into, you know, your sugar program and blog and live stream and get people excited. That's what it's all about, especially if, you know, people are already following you. Get them to sign up for that. And yes, plan it out over like plan it out where you have enough time. People who already have that backing, you maybe don't need to have as much time, but you still need to plan it out and you still need to pre-launch and drip. Okay. Susan, can you submit that question? It says not yet, but I'm not sure what you had asked. Okay, Sandy, I think I had sent you my phone number, but I didn't get a phone call from you last night. Said I will be offering an online group weight loss program. It meets people all over the USA. I'm a certified personal trainer and live in Florida. Can you give examples how I can teach her easy weight loss plan along with my exercise program without overstepping, not being able? So I never give, I don't even say that word. I never give like, you must eat this. What I do is I speak from my experience. I have a disclaimer. In the bonuses, there is a man named Sean. You actually can buy his whole disclaimer, keep your site protected. We're actually going to do an additional talk for everyone because this is so important, guys, not just in a red state, in any state. I mean, this is a biggie. And also, it's not just to protect you. You do want to be in alliance with, you know, with the state laws. Like this is important, you know? So what I always say to people is, one, at your checkout, you can have something where they acknowledge your terms and conditions. Your terms and conditions for your e-downloadable products are on your site. A disclaimer, and if you're in California, and most people don't know this, you actually need to have another contract, I mean, another privacy contract. Yeah, a privacy, not contract, a privacy disclaimer there because you just do, and most people don't even know that. So that can be checked out in a checkout box. And that can also, it just needs to be somewhere on your site. So what you're saying, Sandy, is you're like, hey guys, I love you so much. This was my experience. And so I'm speaking to you from my experience. And I will also be sending everyone an e-doc sign or something to sign before we start this program. So what you're doing is they're buying, and then you're sending them something that says like, you are signing, something by wavering, whether you have WooCommerce or e-shopping cart, or you have some kind of shopping cart that allows you to do that, or maybe that's in the welcome letter. Then materials get released that says, I take full responsibility, yada, yada, yada. And again, Sean can also, and I can also get Sean on the phone for all of you guys. He's like so super nice, which is why I love working with him. And he's a dad. I love supporting just like moms and dads. Not that a lot of people aren't, but like he, helps to support his family. And that's just a big thing for me, like independent, contractors and stuff. And Sean will get on the phone and explain this all. But then you're like, hey guys, when I'm doing this, push up and stuff like that, or I'm coming in and doing this live stream, and you can have that everywhere on wherever you're housing these videos, or if it's a live stream, and you can also, again, have them sign. The number two is you can have a weekly group call, whether it's Zoom, they sign up. You can have those calls, and this is for any of you guys. You can you can have those calls and you can have them at the same time. So they sign up for one and boom, the recording, boom, get them sent off. Number two is, no, we don't give 20% off the business builders because they are so cheap. I mean, that is what you call the tripwire. Those opt-in freebies should be way over $77. Like, but that is what you call a tripwire, because you look and you go, oh my God, that is so amazing. So yes, that is kind of a tripwire. We are going to be doing a percentage off for the launch school. Stay tuned. Don't worry. I'm going to be sending that off. So stay tuned, Sandy. If you don't want to buy a program, or maybe you want to buy weight loss, stay tuned, because all of the launch school stuff will be coming out and there will be another code for that. Okay. Bob, I would say grain-free. I know a lot of coaches who specialize in that field, even a few nurses who turned that program into one for chronic health issues, hormones, thyroid. I know a very, very well-known coach who specializes in that on a lot of summits, everything, who took that program and turned it into a thyroid and hormone health one as well. You can, my telly, okay. It's, yeah, okay, but email me so we can set a time. All right. Because sometimes I can't pick up this baby. She's going crazy. So yes, email me a time, Sandy, so we can get on the telly. Okay. Jess, I did outsource some of my blog because launching programs, working on a book. Oh, I love that. I had someone I know and trust it took many bad experiences. I hear you guys. Yes. Jess, I think you and I are sisters. Jess, what is your sign? I feel like we're kindred sisters already. Okay. Let me know if you want her name, please. Oh my God. Yes. Okay. Yes. We are definitely sisters now. I think I'm in love with you. But I feel like I'm in love with all of you guys. You know, this is why I selfishly created our community that we have, and why I am in those groups. And you will see my love for each one of our moderators, Kamala and Sarah and Stacy and JJ. I mean, it's like, and even everyone else who is in those forums. I mean, you know, there's just such love and just caring and giving back. So yeah, definitely. Okay, will I need a detox program with the gut program? Kim, I would say if you had a detox program, use it. I would say get the gut first. Let's just start there, Kim. This is big stuff. Guys, I would just preface this. I know you've heard this for 3 days. This has taken us a lot of time to get to this place. Every live stream, every post, right, Kim? Every post we're talking about what program over the years. But Kim, I told you this is your season, and you are going to go for it. Let's hold off on the detox first. I don't want you to get overwhelmed. Let's focus on the gut. Let's look, and this is, so now you guys actually will also see my personality. I said this to Bob earlier. I consider myself a really good salesperson. I have sold cars. I was a bartender. I mean, I was a waitress. I mean, you know, we do things when we're, you know, young with different jobs. But I karmically don't ever feel like it is right to sit there and sell someone and be like, you need to get everything. So, you know, I would rather Kim get what's right and have each one of you get what's right. And if you're happy, you're going to come back. Okay, so hold on. So Kim, I would say let's wait for the detox, okay? So just let's wait on that detox. I just want to go up here. Yes, VA and security and login issues. If they're on stable platforms, I would say, and you find the right VA that you trust, Site is a certain thing. You make sure your site is backed up, all these different things. VA, if you feel that they're comfortable, you're comfortable with them, yes, maybe PayPal, but usually MailChimp, you know what I mean? Like, and then you build trust. But there are some great VAs that I know who have worked with other coaches that come highly recommended. Okay, is it possible to generate a new program for specific areas? I would be interested. I think you're not the first person that has asked about a ketogenic program. I would definitely look at that. That was actually how when I was having a lot of, just autoimmune stuff, that was actually what I needed to do, biohack, and really brought me back into balance, able to eat fruit again, able to like do all the things that I need to do. And it was like really through ketogenic eating. So yes, I will look at that. Shoot me an email at shoot it to my personal, which I'm just going to put this in my personal so that you have that, because then I can put it on my whiteboard. Okay. And can I clarify when to choose launch school or program? I mean, it's kind of what I said to you today, Bob. I think that you would do well probably with a VA and feel a little overwhelmed maybe doing both right now. I think that you need the program more. And that may not be the case, but I feel like for right now, for kind of a lot of things that we talked about, which is not necessary to talk about on a webinar. And if you want to talk to me about it more, as I launch school, this coming week, great. We're not going to officially start until the 6th. So it's all good. You know what I mean? It's all good. And launch school is $397, and it's a lifetime membership, which is a pretty sweet deal. Okay, so I have 3 chiropractors waiting for me to do workshops, and they said weight loss is a big pain point for their clients. Should I launch Mindset on blog and do sugar for my community? Look, if you also have people, I would also ask those chiropractors if they are looking for a shorter program or a longer program, because some coaches, and this is what we're talking about, systems, some chiropractors, gyms, spas want that shorter program, so they love weight loss. So you could buy basic weight loss, then just do like Mindset for your community and like bring them into like, working with you monthly, or sugar. I mean, either one, you know what I mean? Really think about it. I'm pregnant with a 10-month-old. Yeah, and okay, so automate all of that, and have a VA, help you. JJ just had a baby. I mean, literally, and she's my Mindset moderator. Just had a baby, and she's doing the same thing. I mean, she had a great following, same kind of thing. I think you guys would like get along really well, and is doing kind of that. Okay, so yeah, I will. Let me just, I'll take down your email and just put that there. Okay. So I would say, for you, I'd really think first about like what you need. And then I would sit there and see how automated you can get. And then look at what you need for right now. Because a nice thing about like weight loss is you could have that as a do-it-yourself on your site for like $69, $67, and be feeding that through your blog, and people could literally be paying you, and boom, 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 that could just be coming through. And then you could feed them, hey, if you really love this, come join me for sugar, or come join me for Mindset, because that it's not just about the food on your plate. And that weight loss isn't just about like, the food. So think about it. I'm going to wrap this up, guys. If you have any questions, Also, yes. Oh my God, that's so funny. That is so funny that JJ referred to. She's one of the loves of my life. That is hysterical. Yes, I would definitely do easy weight loss. I think it's a no-brainer. I really do. I don't know, even for me who worked with digestive and autoimmune and all this other stuff, people were coming to me for weight loss. And I was like, I would be ridiculous. And that was not my niche, but I was like, I would be ridiculous to say no to this opportunity. And especially gyms and spas and all that. That's what they want for their people. They want something simple. They want workshops. So if you're going to pitch, it's very different pitching like a 7-day and something that you can teach them how to do their matrix of their healthy, yummy plates to like a 6-week. So that's what we're talking about in systems. It's about having different opportunities. So for some of you, you're like, okay, well, get basic weight loss and then get this longer program. It opens up doors. It just does. I mean, get people into, and even tripwires. I mean, look, easy weight loss at, $47, $57. People are like, oh my God, I'll definitely do that. They fall in love. And then you have sugar, or then you have Revitalize, or then you have another program or mindset. That's how it works. Yes, Debbie, Dropbox also, look, something's going on with Dropbox. I don't know. Happened about 2 weeks ago, and it is not working great. Even right before we launched, which is why some of you guys were like, where is my zip file? Dropbox crashed. I was in tears. I mean, there wasn't enough tears because there wasn't time anyway, but it just crashed. So I was like, oh my goodness. And it's been crashing almost every day, literally crashing every day. I also know from launching 4.5 years, from doing this for so long, every spring there is a big update. So if you're storing in Dropbox, I really advise you then after to check, which is ridiculous, every link, because what also happens sometimes is there are breakage of links. So you can look at Amazon, you can look at some other, it's a little more complicated, which is why it's so stinky. eJunkie is another, and I think that eJunkie just came out with connecting to PayPal and then connecting to automation. So that is another option. And I'm even looking into some different options. We host in Amazon, but for a lot of you guys, Zip is difficult. There's always like one loves Zip, one loves, one loves Dropbox, trying to make everyone happy. And it's not like it's just one file where it opens up. You guys are opening up, for some of you, like 400 different files. So it's hefty and it's large and it's robust. But that's how we roll, because you guys are rock stars. Okay, so okay, I will end with Sandy's sidebar question, because this is just classic. What camera do you use for your webinar? You look great. Well, one is that I do I do take some great vitamins, because I was getting to the point where my skin was not looking so great. But I actually use my camera just from my computer. My other camera, I could flip you around, but it would like show my whole office, although my office is not too crazy looking. But she is over there. It's my larger computer, my larger Mac. But this is just my built-in. Some people do an extra Logitech. Some people do a Logitech camera. It's just my built-in camera. That's it. I don't know. Maybe it's just, I don't know. But I'll share my secrets in another webinar. That we'll save that for how to launch without looking cray cray. All right, guys. 5:25. If you have any questions, hit me up. It is a pleasure to be with all of you. And thanks, Sally, for coming. It is your first time. It's been a pleasure. I'm going to wrap this up so you guys get a replay and all that. So I'm excited to meet you guys all, and many of you I know already. All right. I'm going to go wrap this one up, wait for the download, and get myself something to eat. It's going to be, I think, some chicken, some cultured vegetables, and some avocado, and then get back. All right. Oh, Jess, I can't wait. I am going to reach out to JJ right now. All right, guys. Lots of love. I will talk to you soon. Mwah. Have an epic one. And if you guys need to call me, my number is 561-451-5300. I know it sounds like it's an office number, but I got lucky. This is a funny story. I'll just end with it. I moved from Philly. It was a very hard move because I'm such like a Northeastern kind of like Jewish girl. Lived right in the city my whole life. And I didn't want to give up my Philly like area code number. I told my husband, I was like, if you don't get me a good number, like a good Florida number, I'm not switching. So he came on with that number, and I was like, okay, fine. So it's an easy number, 561-451-5300. So if you need to call me, I'm going to go make my dinner right now, and just feel free to call. All right. All right. Not ready. So glad to know where I will be. Okay. Well, if you're not ready, it's all good. We're always here. And if you are ready, game on, guys. All right. Game on. You know how we roll. And I will see you soon. Bye, guys.